Football is football. Like, we overcomplicate it. We put all these buzzwords in. We do all these things. We're just in an era. We've been in an era with all these managers. They talk and they want to play this open, expansive football. Your team is getting pumped. You're losing games. It's not working. There's a falsehood in this whole philosophy stuff. It is about winning. All right, here we are. After Liverpool have lost to Manchester United 2-1 at Anfield. Not an easy one to have to come and do this. It's not been an easy one for the last 4 weeks, but we're here for it. We're here for it, right? This is football, and this is how it goes. It's ups and downs. You got to support your team when they're winning. You got to support your team when they're losing, and that's how it goes. And I don't even know where to start from yesterday. Watched it out in Malone's in the pub with a few of the boys. Greg and Ali, Matt Clapp was there. Jacko came and watched it. Few pints. It was good crack and everything like that. Obviously loved it. Good atmosphere to be into. There's people, Liverpool and United fans in there. Volume was on the telly. But just, I don't even know where to start. Exactly the same for Liverpool, which is the most disappointing thing, and really, really disappointed with Arne Slot doing that. After the break, really, really had the confidence that we would come back and see something different. Whether that just be energy. Didn't even need to be a masterclass and a tactical change. I wanted to see some different form of energy. I feel like Liverpool have just sat at this kind of like 80% energy pace level, right, so far this season. And how you associate with Liverpool and those players and top teams, it's high tempo off the ball and everything like that. And there's so many things that we could hammer Salah, we could talk about Kerkez, we could talk about Isak. We could talk about a lot of things, but how Arne Slot and his coaching staff has set Liverpool up this season is not working. I'm going to say it doesn't look like there's a ton of good coaching going on at all. Like, the whole backroom staff has changed. There's so many things. It's not working what they're asking them to do. They're so open. I've been saying it, like, they look like Ten Hag's Man United team. Just open in the midfield, just trying to pile people forward, which is fine, especially at the end of the games when you're trying to win it. But it's just poor. It's so easy to play against, and that's the worst thing you can say as a team when you're easy to play against. That is absolutely the worst that there is there. You have to be solid defensively. You have to be solid as a unit. That doesn't mean you sit in and play with 10 men behind the ball, but you have to be defensively good as a unit, and Liverpool just aren't right now. There's the whole coaching staff change thing going on. There's all the players that have obviously come in as well. There's the passing of Diogo Jota, which, look, not trying to say that should be an excuse, but I don't think as people we allow for that to be an excuse. As someone that's experienced it recently this year with my dad, losing somebody, it's really, really difficult, and it's hard, and it changes who you are as a person. That is an impact on the players, like, no question. Amongst all the other things that I've just said, the coaches, the coaching in general, everything has just been so poor. And any game plan you have and anything Liverpool might have looked like they were going to come back of after the break is out the window after you concede after just about 2 minutes into the game. Just an easy goal. I'm not here to complain about the referee and McAllister going down. I didn't really think anything of it at the time. It's a head injury or whatever, but I think you play on there as you have to as a top team, and United nip in and take the opportunity and they go 1-0 up, and then everything's just out the window, and it just looked all the same for Liverpool. It looked all the same, and that was the most disappointing thing. Look, I think if you take the signings, to me, they all make sense. Liverpool last season rotated a lot between Nunez and Jota. He obviously didn't fancy Nunez. I think Jota's still in the squad, if he's still around up top. But Liverpool looked for and needed a number 9, right? Needed a number 9. You know the goals are going to dry out from Salah. So you go out and you get probably the best one outside of Erling Haaland and Alexander Isak, right? How it went about and everything that happened is by the by. But you've gone out and got the best one. You've signed Kerkez, who for me made complete sense because he just reminds me of Andy Robertson when we first signed him. But it's how you're using him, which I'll get into in a second. You know, Frimpong hasn't looked great. He looked good when he came on yesterday. He's a right winger, by the way, for Salah. I think that's something that should be looked at. He's not quite settled in there. You know, Wirtz is not quite settled in. He's benched him yesterday. He's got to be part of the plan if you bought him in the summer. And he's not. And he's chopping and changing. He doesn't know what his best 11 is. And the top teams, when you're at it, you know when the team comes up, you've got the 11 down there and he's playing the same ones, but he doesn't quite know how to fit everybody in yet. And it's all over the place. And you can see that in the games because we're going 1-0 down. He's having to chuck so many people on. And it's a sign of a manager that is reacting to things rather than being in control and on top of it. And Liverpool have no control. And two of the things that Liverpool were the best at last season under Arne Slot was, one, complete control, pulling the handbrake back a little bit from the Jurgen Klopp heavy metal football. And 2, for me as a coach, he adapted to every single game in game state so well. And it's completely the opposite this season. And a big part of it in the last 4 games is because you're conceding goals so early, and that needs to change.